Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I want to check out our newest stance for dual swords carving Mantis, which is described as having strong slashes and quick stabs that keep momentum forwards, and it comes with a dash polarity, so it matches the dual cleavers, dual Kamas Prime, dual Raza, dual Skana, Nami Skyla Prime, Prisma dual cleavers, and the new Twin Croaker. So let's finally check this bad boy out. So the first combo is called Ambush Predator, and this is your standard button mash. It consists of 4 separate attacks, where the first 3 strikes are wide sweeping attacks that will hit all enemies in front of you, and the final strike is a stab that will always proc slash. Now, one thing I really like about this combo is the wind up for the final stab, because you will throw the blade in the air, it will spin around a little bit, then you will catch it and then you stab it forward. It looks really nice. The animation for this is just so smooth. The second combo is called Rapid Incisions, and to execute this one you will have to pause after the second attack. Now the timing on the pause is fairly tight, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. This is also the combo that we were shown on dev streams multiple times. But anyway, the combo starts off with a very wide sweeping attack that will hit all enemies in front of you, and it's immediately followed up by a downward strike with your left hand and a stab with your right hand. You will then bring your left hand back up and do a downward strike that can hit headshots if you align it correctly, and it will hit enemies in front of you and to the right of you. And it's once again immediately followed up by a right hand stab, but this time around you will stab with your left hand as well. So it's kind of a double strike. And then comes what I consider to be the highlight of the combo, where you will stab the right blade into the ground and do this lovely spin, I don't know what it's called, where you kick the enemies and you finish it off with once again a wide sweeping attack that will hit all enemies in front of you and to the left of you. You can see why they decided to showcase this particular combo on dev streams. It looks absolutely fabulous, especially the spin at the end. The third combo is called Biting Mandibles, and this is the block combo, so all you have to do to execute this one is just hold the block button while mashing the melee button. Now, this is a fairly lengthy combo, but it's sort of a combination of the previous 2 combos. It starts off just like Ambush Predator with 3 wide sweeping attacks that will hit all enemies in front of you, and then there is a little bit of Rapid Incisions, the pause combo, so you will do a downward strike with your left hand and immediately follow it up with a stab with your right hand. You will then bring your left hand back up and do a sweeping attack that hits everything in front of you and can hit headshots if you align it correctly, which is followed up by another sweeping attack, but this time you are using both hands and this also hits everything in front of you. You will then bring both blades above your head and do a downward strike that will hit headshots in front and behind you. And to top it all off, you will throw both swords forwards. Now the blades do look a little bit weird when you catch them, they will spaz around a little bit right there. But I would like to point one thing out, something really neat. The blade of the first sword will go through the guard of the second sword, and that's how they stay together. The swords will lock into one another. That is such a cool detail. Good job on that one. That is really nice. And to do the fourth and final combo, Dier Courtship, you will have to tap left with the third attack. I think this is the first combo that requires you to tap left, not forwards or backwards. And don't worry, once you go through the part where you have to tap left, you can just keep mashing the attack button and it will cycle through the second half of the combo indefinitely. Now the combo starts off once again with a wide sweeping attack that will hit all enemies in front of you, and it's followed up by basically the same thing, a wide sweeping attack that hits everything in front of you. This is followed up by you spinning around and doing a very cool looking attack. It's basically an uppercut and sort of a backward strike at the same time. You will then do a sweeping attack with your right hand while stabbing with your left hand, and then bring your right hand forward for another sweeping attack. You will then turn around and do an AoE attack of sorts. It doesn't hit everything around you, but it will hit most things around you. You will then spin the blades around and thrust them upwards for almost 300% extra damage, spin them above your head, and finish it off with a stab that does like 500% damage and proc slash. And if at this point you continue mashing the melee button, the second half of the combo will start again. This became very quickly, I might add, my favorite combo, because once it starts cycling, you can hold forward and even sprint forward for an insane amount of mobility and damage. And as far as the secondary attacks are concerned, so things like slide attacks, air attacks, and slam attacks, they're all the same with the exception of the quick attack, which was changed to the first 2 attacks of Ambush Predator, so wide sweeping attacks that hit everything in front of you. Now, just like the other stances that were released with Planes of Eidolon, you can also get this one in 3 different ways. You can get it as a reward from the level 40 to 60 bounty. It can drop from the Planes Commander with a drop chance of 0.02% and it's transmutable. Now, I think the best way to describe this stance as a whole is to say that there are stances that feel somewhat clumsy, stances that feel alright or even good, and then there are stances that feel really fluid. But there is one more type of stance, a special kind of stance. This kind of stance. A stance that makes you feel like a complete and utter monster. A bulldozer that's gonna demolish whatever dares to stand in front of it. The kind of stance that makes you feel like a flippin' combine harvester as soon as you equip it. This is that kind of stance. And oh boy, is it good. This is hands down my favorite dual sword stance. It is just way too good. It gives you a ton of mobility because all the combos allow you to move forward or even sprint forward. It has a ton of damage, it looks awesome, and it feels amazing to play with. It feels really beefy. It's also my favorite stance that was released with Planes of Eidolon. This one feels finished. This is the kind of stance that I expect from DE. Fluid animations, beefy feeling, just an amazing stance overall. So if you want to get one of the new stances, I would highly recommend this one. It's just amazing. I love this thing. It's really strong, it's fun as hell, it looks amazing, it's just a complete package. It's an amazing stance and I would highly recommend you try and get this one. Especially if you're a fan of dual swords, because if that's the case, this is a must-have item for you. So if you excuse me now, I would like to go back into the game and carve up some more infested buttocks. So I thank you very much for watching as always, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.